The summer of 1974, a season etched into the memory of Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Golden dunes stretched endlessly under a vast azure sky, the air thick with the promise of long, sun-drenched days and cool, salty evenings. Provincetown, a picturesque haven at the very tip of the Cape, buzzed with tourists and artists, its charm as intoxicating as the sea breeze. Yet, beneath this idyllic veneer, a chilling secret lay buried, waiting for a discovery that would haunt generations. It was Friday, July 26, 1974. A 12-year-old girl named Leslie Metcalf, out walking her dog in the remote Race Point dunes with her sister, stumbled upon something horrifying. Nestled amongst the shifting sands, about a mile from the nearest paved road, a human body lay partially buried. The scene was one of profound disturbance. The woman was on her stomach, a pair of blue denim jeans and a colourful bandana still clinging to her form. But the true horror lay in what was missing and what was intentionally obscured. Her hands had been removed, and her face, brutally crushed, was barely recognisable. Sand had been carefully piled over parts of her body, in a clear and deliberate attempt to conceal her identity and delay discovery. Police quickly descended upon the scene, the stark reality of a brutal murder shattering the peace of the summer. The body, badly decomposed, indicated she had likely been there for several weeks, perhaps even a month, before Leslie's fateful discovery. With no identification on the body, nor any missing persons reports matching her description, the woman became an enigma. Investigators estimated her to be around 5 feet 6 inches tall, with a slender to medium build. The missing hands and the obliterated face spoke volumes. This was not a random act of violence, but a calculated effort to ensure she could never be named. She was given a moniker that would stick for nearly 5 decades: the Lady of the Dunes. The investigation began with earnest, but every lead seemed to vanish into the vastness of the dunes themselves. Police canvassed Provincetown, questioning locals and tourists, but no one seemed to recognize her. The transient nature of the summer community made the task even more daunting. Theories emerged. Perhaps she was a hitchhiker, a runaway, or a drifter passing through. There was even a speculative rumor, perhaps born from the macabre nature of the case, that she might have been an extra from the movie Jaws, which was filming nearby that summer. But these were fleeting ideas, quickly dismissed as the trail grew cold. Years turned into decades, and still the Lady of the Dunes remained nameless. Her story became a chilling local legend, a stark reminder of unresolved cruelty. Her body was exhumed twice, first in 1980 and again in 2000, in hopes that advancing forensic science could offer new insights. The FBI became involved, and over the years, several forensic facial reconstructions were created, offering glimpses of what she might have looked like, each image an earnest plea for recognition. Yet the answer remained elusive, her identity locked away in the past. But the relentless march of technology, combined with the unwavering dedication of investigators, would eventually pry open that lock. In the 2010s, a revolutionary technique began to gain traction in cold cases: forensic genetic genealogy. This method involves using DNA from an unidentified person to build a family tree through public genealogy databases, searching for distant relatives who have voluntarily uploaded their own DNA profiles. The FBI's forensic genealogy team, working in conjunction with the Massachusetts State Police, took on the Lady of the Dunes case. It was a painstaking process, meticulously building a family tree from tiny fragments of DNA, tracing connections across generations. The work was arduous, demanding incredible patience and expertise, but the hope was simple: to give a name back to the nameless. And then, in October 2022, after 48 years of silence, a breakthrough echoed around the world. The Lady of the Dunes finally had her name back. She was identified as Ruth Marie Terry, At the time of her death, Ruth was 37 years old, a woman from Tennessee with a life, a family, and a story that had been stolen from her. The identification brought with it a torrent of new information, but also a fresh wave of haunting questions. Ruth Marie Terry had been married to a man named Guy Rockwell Muldavin, and Muldavin, it transpired, had a dark and troubling past. His history included a string of suspicious circumstances surrounding the disappearances of other women, including a previous ex-wife and a stepdaughter. He had long been a person of interest in Ruth's disappearance, even being named as an unindicted co-conspirator in her presumed death back in 1980, though no charges were ever brought. Alas, Muldavin himself died in 2002, long before the advent of genetic genealogy could definitively link him to Ruth's murder. With his passing, the primary suspect and the likely perpetrator of this brutal crime is beyond earthly justice. Today, Ruth Marie Terry is no longer just a cold case file or a tragic mystery of the dunes. She has been reclaimed, her identity restored by the tireless efforts of science and dedicated investigators. Her story is a testament to the enduring power of hope and the relentless pursuit of truth. Yet, as the wind whispers through the Provincetown dunes, a shadow remains. Ruth Marie Terry has her name back, but the man who stole her life and sought to erase her very existence may have escaped justice forever.